Morning. Oh my gosh, it has been a pretty minute since I have gone live and had a bit of a chat. Today, I wanted to touch on stepping out of your comfort zone. The last 60 days for me has been pretty massive. Um, Beginning of April, I got married. My family came over from the UK, and oh my gosh, just to have them here after so many years was just phenomenal. So stepping into a brand new phase of life, stepping into married life was the beginning of April. Fast forward a couple of weeks, and I went trekking in the Larapinta. For those of you that haven't been to the Larapinta or know much about it, the Larapinta is in the Northern Territory in Australia. It is um, red dirt country. It's very hot, and there's a lot of trekking. So the Larapinta is a very long trek that you can do. I went on and did a few days of hiking, and that really was pushing myself out of my comfort zone that I've been in for a very long time. So not only was that being around so many people and actually traveling outside of my home state for the first time in however many months that the pandemic's been going on. It was doing something completely different. A couple of years ago, I broke my leg moving furniture, but that's a completely different story. And so it's been a while since I've done any sort of form of hiking, particularly something that is as challenging as Larapinta. And so for me, it was about training for that and making sure that I was mentally fit to do it as well as physically fit to do that trek. And it was with a whole group of people that I didn't know, going and doing something that I'd never done before, camping in swags. It was pretty incredible, pretty intense. The stories that we learned along the way from the people of the land, the connections and conversations that I had with the women on the trail. It was just absolutely phenomenal. And if I hadn't pushed myself out of my comfort zone to do that trek, I wouldn't have met those wonderful women that I now consider very close friends. And so it got me thinking about consistently pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And after 2.5 years of lockdown, what are those things that we need to be doing, what I can be doing to consistently push myself just that little bit further? So I did Larapinta in between the wedding and our honeymoon. Yep, I did, as Alex did joke around and say I had honeymooned without him, but the Larapinta I wouldn't consider a honeymoon destination. So between that and heading to Fiji again pushed myself out of my comfort zone. I am originally from the UK. I have not grown up in or around a lot of water sports. So water to me isn't a comfortable place to be. I like bobbing in the pool. I like just sitting with a cocktail by the side of it. But doing any form of water activities or water sports is not my thing. But it is for Al. So we went snorkeling. And I remember, hyperventilating, having to calm myself down, doing all the box breathing to make sure that I was in the right space in order to go ahead and do the task, jump in, do the snorkeling, put my head under, do what I needed to do. And I did it. I did it for the most part. I did it for probably a good 20 minutes. Very deep breathing, very, making sure that I was ensuring that I was both safe, but also making sure that I wasn't going to ruin the experience for anyone else on the trip. But putting myself and having the skills and knowledge that I had in terms of reducing those anxiety levels and knowing how to do the box breathing so that I could get my stress levels down about the situation really helped me overcome those fears and actually push through to being able to do an activity that I didn't think that I would ever do, to be honest. Historically, I've strapped a GoPro to the top of Al's head and he's gone snorkeling whilst I've watched it off the shore. And yes, that's my video hack for snorkeling. Of those of you that are not water friendly at all, is the GoPros with their Bluetooth connection. You can strap it to someone and watch watch them snorkel, and we'll see what they see when they're going through that kind of journey. So I'd hacked my way through it, but this particular trip was all about making sure that I was pushing myself out of my comfort zone and trying new things. It was all about trying new things, having new experiences, and saying yes. And that to me has been sort of the premise of, I guess, the last few months, because it's been a case of we've been able to travel, we've been able to do experiences, we've been able to do new things. And so then I was back thinking about, business life. How do I push myself a little bit further from a business capacity in terms of stepping up and getting bigger and having more reach and having an impact on more people? And for me, it was about, how do I leverage what the skills and expertise that I have to make sure it's accessible for more people? And so it got me thinking about how I was going to shift up and change things. And then I took another step and jumped into a trip to Necker Island. Went with the fabulous business chicks. And Necker Island, if you're not aware of where or what this is, Necker Island is Richard Branson's own private island in the British Virgin Islands. Absolutely incredible experience. And for me, this particular experience I jumped into, wanting to know and wanting to see what people, or yeah, wanting to know and wanting to see what people were like who invest in themselves heavily, right? Who invest in themselves, who invest in always growing more, wanting to learn more, um, wanting to discover more and have more in-depth conversations. And so I said yes to going to Necker Island. And it was 5 days. It took 32 hours to get there. The travel, after years of not traveling, was a little bit intense. I'm not going to lie. There were moments there where it was touch and go between the connections of planes. But we got there. And the serenity and the space and the connections and just the grounding of being somewhere that was so remote and so open and so warming was hard to describe. I am still processing a lot of the conversations and a lot of the experiences that we had on the island. I haven't even been back for a week yet. But one of the conversations I had with my mentor before I left, and she said to me, "You're going all this way. You've invested all of this time and all of this money into doing this experience. Are you nervous? Are you nervous about going?" And I said, "Actually, you know what? No, I'm not nervous about going." Had she asked me a year ago, I would have been incredibly nervous, and worried and anxious about having to decide in which situation I would be wearing hair and in which situation I wouldn't be. And I said, right now, I don't have to worry about that. So I'm just going to show up as me and in all my glory and go and do what I want to do and experience what I want to experience. And so, in the process that you've been following along for the last 6 months, I think maybe 9 months, since I chose to make the decision to do hair free and do something different and step into me and step in out of my comfort zone of that facade, I guess, and into just being me, has made it so that I can go and experience all these things and have all these conversations without fear of judgment, because I know who I am. I know what I'm putting myself into, and I'm ready for the challenge. And so that was a really interesting conversation for me to realize, and even for her to have asked the question about whether I was worried about going. And so I was there, I was being me. It was an incredible opportunity for me just to be who I am, be authentic, and have authentic, genuine conversations with women from all around the world that had also chosen to step out of their comfort zone, to spend money on their personal development and to grow. And I walk away from that experience with a handful of very close friends who are around the world now, and I know will be part of that business journey for me and for them in growing that piece. And so then it got me thinking, and I was thinking there and having a chat about work and how I would grow the business and have the impact that I wanted to have. And one of the things that came up as part of those conversations was around taking the video Accelerator program for me, which is my online program that's been there and is traditionally a 6-week sprint, right? A 6-week sprint for people to come in and learn how to plan, film, edit, create, distribute video content. But the 6-week sprint was something that I was trying to push, and I've been trying to, get this out into the world a lot more than it has been. Um, Time and time again, launching regularly, doing something, following the systems, following the process, in the hope that I can sell this and do it as a standalone piece. And these conversations kept coming up about the fact that for me, it was like it's feeling right. I know the content's right, but the delivery isn't quite there. And what's that sticking point? How can I change it so that I can step it up, push it out of my comfort zone, do something different, be creative with it. And so what landed as part of that, part of all those conversations and all those experiences, and you know, probably years of conversations that I've had over the years with clients, with members that have come through the program, was landing on the fact that the Video Accelerator isn't a mastermind in its own right. It's not a standalone program that you can get everything from. It is a plugin. It's a business plugin. And so I'm flipping the thinking completely on its head and taking the Video Accelerator from a step-by-step program that you'd follow for 6 weeks in a traditional course format and turning it into a business plugin that plugs into different masterminds, different business groups, different accelerator programs that business owners, speakers, and course creators might be in. And because of that, I'm then able to really harness what I know, what my skills are, and help people to overcome their camera nerves. So in stepping out of my comfort zone in all of these experiences, I've been able to realize that in doing that and changing my thinking and just thinking about things in a slightly different way, I'm able to put my thinking and my knowledge and my toolbox into very nicely slide into masterminds, business groups, marketing departments, so that I can upskill and teach individuals how to create the video content that they need for their businesses. So now I'm sort of channeling this whole new space that I'm going to consider it uncharted, because I haven't seen anyone run a course in this way completely, so it's completely a business plugin specifically for implementing video content, which I'm super excited about. And ironically, one of the third module within that program is all about building camera confidence, which I know is a huge, huge sticking point for individuals when it comes to jumping on camera and creating content for their business. So as part of this week, as part of jumping back into the real world, being back in the office, creating more content, I am going to be going live online every single day for the next 7 days, just touching on different areas of camera confidence and video skills, and getting back into the vibe of sharing my knowledge and sharing my content, and talking with you and having that interactions. I have missed the conversations that we've had online. I've missed jumping on and talking and sharing my skills and my knowledge. And I've kept a lot of those experiences for the last 60 days very close to my heart while I decide whether I want to share them, what parts I want to share, and what experiences and lessons that I want to learn, what experiences I've had, what lessons I've learned, and how I want to share those moving forward. So I guess my message today to you is, what are you going to be doing to step out of your comfort zone over the next, I'm going to say 6 months. We're at the end of coming up towards the end of June. End of June in Australia marks the end of financial year. So whether you're looking at it as a middle of 2022 or whether you're looking at the beginning of a whole new year, what is it that you're going to do to step out of your comfort zone to ensure that you can grow your business further, grow you further, move forward? So and I'm going to do it because this is what I'm doing, if video is one of those things that you're wanting to sort of step up and go, okay, yeah, I've been following you for a while. I know that I need to be doing more of it. I'm just a little bit nervous and a little bit scared. Come check it out. Come join me inside the Video Accelerator with a whole heap of business owners, course creators, and speakers who are all in the same boat, who are all stepping out of their comfort zone, who are all trying new things, who are all trying to share their expertise in a whole new medium and a whole new format. It's super exciting. It's bite-sized pieces. It's step-by-step training. It's monthly live calls with me. It's monthly live calls with my video tech team, aka the Video Ninjas. I would absolutely love to see you inside and continue to support you on that video journey. I think it's a constant learning curve. It's constantly pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And quite frankly, if I didn't schedule jumping on live and putting these live streams that I do in my calendar, I probably wouldn't be doing them. So I've got nice little hacks that I teach everyone that I teach in terms of time hacks, boundary hacks, tech hacks to ensure that we're making sure that we can create content easily, fuss-free, and just stress-free, because we don't need more stress in our lives as business owners, right? So there we go. I'm going to put the link in the bottom towards the Video Accelerator. As I said, I'm jumping on and doing things each and every day over the next 7 days. So jump on, have a look at that. Over on my socials, you'll find a list of all the different things that I'm talking about. So jump on 9 o'clock every morning. And if you want to dive in a little bit more and do something a little bit bigger and a little bit longer with me, I've got a webinar happening on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. It's my flagship webinar, How to Show Up on Screen and Present Like a Boss. So hit me up for the link on that. All the links for everything I've spoken about today is going to be in the comments below. Also, if you're following along on Instagram, it'll be the link in my bio. Thank you so much for tuning in, coming along for the journey, and I really would love to know what you're going to do to step out of your comfort zone over the next 60 days.